What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Cameron, aka Atari the Gamer, aka Atari the Aquarius, aka Boss God Omnipotent Supreme Deity. Back here in the fish room, been a little minute. Stuff that got away from me, so I'm gonna go in here and move some fish around, clean some stuff up, do some water changes, and then yeah, take y'all along on the ride with me. So we're gonna start here. I'm gonna start draining the 400 and get some water out of there. Over here, I got some parrots I picked up from the homie Scott. Shout out to Scott. And then the Oscar I got from IFG. I'm not sure if I want to put the Oscar in the 400 or not, but the parrots, as you can see, they already beefing. I'm gonna put those guys in the 400 and see how they rock. I had them quarantined for a while, so we're gonna see what's that going for. I got Pablo down here. I'm not sure if I'm put him up in the 75 again with the Oscar, but he was going after him because, you know, that's how Pablo do. And then right here on top of me, I got this 75, and then I got this 75. Once again, shout out to the homie Scott. He hooked me up. This one was made for a turtle tank, but the bottom backhand side is cracked. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna salvage it just for glass or if I want to try and repair it. But I got that one, and then this one, he said it's good, but it needs a little cleaning up. But you know, that ain't nothing too bad, ain't nothing I can handle. So I'm gonna do that. I'm thinking that I might end up doing a dual 75 rack like I have the 75 and the 55 over there. But that's not gonna be for today. For today, I'm gonna try and shift some stuff around, reorganize, and get it so I can get in and out of here a little bit more easy. You got all these projects going, on finished stuff, and you start to accumulate tanks. So that's where that I think that's a 90-gallon hexagon there. And then I gotta still finish doing the plywood. And I was thinking about some stuff. I might try something different and use why can't I think of the name of it right now? The liner. Use a pond liner for that. And I had some ideas of how I wanted to seal that and put the glass in there and do that. So I might just turn it into a pond so I can have the space for it, do something different than just make it a pond for a little while, and then hook it into the system for the 400 so I can have it instantly cycle and put fish in there and have everything going how I want. So yeah, so here I just got some lava rock. I want to add it to the sump in the 400, you know, just add some more biomedium in there, boost that up. But as we all know, lava rock is dirty, so we're gonna have to rinse that. I got this planter box, got the holes in the bottom, so I can just drop it in here, run some water across it, and I'll be able to pretty much rinse out everything. I'm not sure if I want to keep it in the planter box and set it in the sump, or if I just want to use this to rinse it out. But it's definitely gonna be the start to rinse it out. So I'm gonna get this water taken care of, and then we're gonna get to rinsing this out. All right, so a nice primitive way to get some water evacuated from the hair tank. Easy bit of PVC, nothing's glued, just got it stuck together, and just get this wedged on the end of here. It drips a little bit, but at this particular point in time, I'm not overly concerned. So drop that down in here, and then that'll let me know that the water level will get right to there. And then I'll take this end of the hose and roll it out, and then usually it gets me like right here, as you can see. So I didn't order enough to it, but I think if I move it down to the corner, I might be able to get it right out the garage like usual. Hold on one second. So I usually slide it in this back corner, and it's usually not a problem there. Sometimes I like the gravel vac, but for today I doubt I'll do that. But I got that, so come this way. And just start the siphon the old school way. And it'll come fast. That's what she said. Can't help myself. So also these shoes, Vessi. I recommend them in any fish keeper. Foot dry. Not a problem. Shout out to the missus for taking care of me. So I'm gonna just let this run. I'm gonna use some of it here on this lava rock. Conserve water when possible. So I'm gonna get this knocked out, and then I'll let you guys know when it's running clear. So it's pretty much running clear. There's still a little sediment in there, but for the most part, it's running pretty clear. So now I just gotta, like I say, decide whether I want to keep it in this container, which I actually might, just because it's just easier to maintain. You could, of course, just put the lava rock in there loosely, but then, of course, it's hard for maintenance if you want to get it out, take it out, pick it up every little piece. Mesh bags are also really good. I have a couple of those, but I have one right now inside of my canister filter, and I have another one inside the 400 already. So I think I'm probably going to stick with this option as far as containing the lava rock in one space. So I'm going to use these. Since I'm doing a water change on the 400, I'm not gonna worry about putting it in there right now. So do a couple other things and then we'll come back to this. So after some consideration, I looked in the sump to make sure. I already have this exact footprint underneath holding the Biomedia now, and it's just a bit thinner than this one, but this one with the lip is just too long for it to fit underneath in the sump. So I'm gonna just take this one here, and I'm going to just set it on top of the media I already have to give it just a whole nother layer. So, rinse this out a bit. That's why you don't throw nothing away. We keep all the fish stuff we have. Because this was originally part of the sump system I had in a 120. It was just a trickle tower. So, everything just came in through here and, you know, dripped down in the rest of the tower. So, this is just one of the parts of that tower. So let's take this rock and set it in there, and this will be something else for the bacteria to live in. So we'll come back to this. So while that's draining here, I got a little bit of a water sprite again from Scott. Stopped by over Scott and he hooked me up with a bunch of different stuff. But I got this water sprite and I wanna get it in there, but water sprite will grow a lot. But I don't necessarily want to have it blowing around like it is now. So I'm gonna grab whenever you get your plants. I mean, maybe I'm a hoarder, maybe I shouldn't get rid of some of this stuff, but the little metal weights that they have. They're real flexible, and they're just heavy enough to let it sink. Lots of times I put a zucchini on this when I drop it in for the plecos. So I'm going to use this to tie down that water sprite and get it in there snug, because I got a good current in there. So it might blow it around, but with this, it'll help it keep it in place. So I'm going to get at it a little run right now. Move this off the top here. And then it's floating right here, so we'll just lift our lid in here, and yeah, so it's a couple of pieces, and down here is the root. So I'm gonna just fuse these two. I'll let this one run like it is. It looks like there's actually already a little bit of new growth on there, but water sprite will do that. And this will help it a little bit. It'll usually, it'll take root, but it'll just grow basically anywhere from my experience. And just like this, I can drop it in, and then it'll have somewhere it can settle in. So I'm just looking here. It's a little more sparse on this side, so I think I'm gonna toss it in on this side. Get on my step stool here for a short, guys. And it's already just taken too. So I'll drop it right there and let it do its thing. It might take root, it might not. It might blow around a little bit more, but with the weight on it, it'll definitely keep it down on the ground. So slide these lids back on. Grab our canopy and just toss that back on top. So I'll let that do its thing, and hopefully it'll get a root in there, and it'll take off. It's one of the plants that'll just grow and grow. So hopefully I'll have a problem on my hands, and then toss some of those into the 400 and see if they can last out all of the cichlids in there, because they definitely do their digging and get stuff knocked out. So on to the next step. So over here I got the Texas cichlid, and it looks like he's got like hole in the head or some type of fungus that's going on. He's still active as he wants to be and stuff, but it might just be a function of these sponge filters aren't enough for him, and that's really on me. So I'm gonna take him out of here, drain his tank down, get his tank a good clean, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put him in that 75 over there where I have the Oscar and the parrots, and see if I can't, give him a couple meds and bring him back. He seems healthy, but those do not look good. So I got the power head in here now on the sponge filter, try to give him some more flow, but that's not making a difference. I put some salt in here to see how that would help, but he's a beautiful fish, and that's horrible. So we want to do something about that before it gets any worse. If I can't, yeah, that's just not looking good at all. So we're gonna see if we can do something about that and get him healed up to being a 5-star chick. All right, so over here I got this drained out. Whoop! Well, one of those fish almost got caught. That suction is heavy. They underestimating it. So I got it drained down to a good amount. Easier to catch them out. Get this out the way here. And I'm probably going to do a water change on this tank down here for Pablo too. Really just getting everybody taken care of. So drop this in here. But with these guys, I'm going to try and catch them out. Oh, it looks like they all in the corner for me. Like any true fish keeper. So we got 4 parrots in here. And we're going to add them to the 400. I'm going to actually cut off these lights as well. As you can see, I got it down nice and low, which is a big change, So it's going to be a nice big water change. Let these guys all go in here and they'll swim about. They'll find somewhere. I'm going to do that. And then this right here. Seek him safe. I'm telling you. This right here, this is the way to go. Everybody uses the prime. The prime is great. This is the same thing except powder form. It says here you can use up to 1/4 tablespoon for 125 gallons. So this little bit here, it get me down for 125. So usually I go with about 2 scoops of this, and that'll get me what can I say? I can't even think of the words. Excuse me. It'll get me down for my 300 gallons. So usually I put about 2 scoops of this, give or take, in there, and then yeah, that's how I roll, and it's unbeatable. It's a bang for your buck when it comes to dechlorinators. You really can't beat it just because we'll just go with this 1/2 tablespoon here. It's just unbeatable. It saves you a lot more money, and this I got at it from a fish store, 20 bucks. I should have bought the whole rack, to be honest, but we won't run out of this no time soon. So we put that in there. I'm gonna get the hose and get some water in here, and we'll get to that. So time for an African water change. As you can see down here, the sump is low. So we got to get some water back in there to get this done. So with my hazardous plug here, I'm going to unplug that. Turn off the pump there. And then just Put this in the front end. I'll leave the wave maker on. I usually let it get to about there. Hopefully, most of the fry is smart enough to stay away from this. But we'll see. I might put a net down there at the end, catching the stragglers. That ain't good with it there. So we'll let this drain down and then we'll be back. So under advisement of the boss, we're gonna go ahead and take the Oscar and stick him in the 400 as well. So he can hang out with the rest of the cichlids. He's a pretty aggressive eater, but I have had him with some other guys, so I don't think I have to worry about him eating up on any of the other cichlids and stuff. So there he is. Oscar back in there, and he'll figure his way about. Yeah, so as you can see, this is filling up pretty quick. That's almost done. I've got this drain down. It's coming down. And we'll get him moved over here in a second once we get that filled up. All right, so I'm gonna try and up the flow rate through that African cichlid aquarium. So I'm gonna try and rig some stuff here. I'm trying to get this 1/2-inch piece in there. There we go. And then I'm gonna see if I can't get this connected to the pump and work something out where I can have 2 pumps in there just in case, of course, one fails, and just to increase the flow rate to help turn over the aquarium for better overall filtration. So I'm gonna try and rig some stuff up, see what works real quick, and then I'll let you know what I figure out for this tank over here. All right, so I got something rigged up that I think will work temporarily until I get a better solution. Hose is a little short, but I got it in here with a couple of bends and pieces and stuff, and it's gonna be overflowing here, and I still got the old hose hooked up. I got them in there. Once we fill this back up, get it going, I think it should do fine. The overflow should be able to handle the flow rate no problem. If not, then we can go back down to the 1 pump, and we'll go from there. As you can see, 400 is almost filled up, so then it'll be time to get this filled back up, get the 75 filled back up, and figure out what we're gonna do with the rest of this stuff. I'm gonna get those lava rocks into the sump here shortly as well. So we're gonna do all that stuff and then see where we at. Okay, so I'm gonna get this Texas cichlid out of here and over to the 75 to see how he's gonna do, and then I can keep a better eye on him overall, and just get him back into better shape. I'm glad to see he's still feisty. On that side, he is a beautiful, beautiful fish. Shout out to Joey, King of DIY, and Boss Aquatics. Absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to set him up in here for a little while, and then get him filled back up, and hopefully he'll be looking better. All right, so we got this starting up filling now. This is done filling. We're gonna get to putting this lava rock in here on top of those bricks. So we'll see how I get this in here. It's gonna be a little finagling, but I think it should be all right. The hardest part is the brace that's in there, and of course, I mean, I ain't no weak body, but there's lava rock in the whole thing. the lightest. You need the light, but it's in the way. So we're gonna move it back here. So that's another thing I need to do is get a light specifically for underneath here, and then that'll also give me the ability in the sump to grow plants and stuff like the hornwork would do wonderful in here with some light on it, and same thing with the water sprites. They both would do really well in here and put out a ton of nitrates. Still too much glass in the way. Alright, so gonna try this again. Move some stuff out the way. Move a little bit of the overflow. Gonna see if I can't get this in here without losing too much of the lava rock into the aquarium itself. And get this down in here. So gotta go in from the other side. This tank is missing, fortunately, I guess in this scenario, the brace on this side, and you know, when you get a little bit older, your memory ain't what it used to be. So it came in from this side. So I'm gonna use it this way, and it's still a tight fit. Readjust number 18. Alright, so I had to remember switch sides. So we're gonna try this side over here and see if we can't finally get this in here, and if not, it's not meant to be. So and yay, some twisting, some twerking, and we're in there. And whenever you think you rinsed the lava rock enough, rinse it some more. So yeah, this isn't the optimal situation, being that it's not getting as much flow to those to that biological filtration underneath there, but there's all different types of bacteria. I can't say that I know the difference. I'm not the most knowledgeable, but there's bacteria that thrives in highly oxygenated spaces, and there's bacteria that thrives in less oxygenated spaces. So whichever one it is, it'll work itself out. I'll have it up in the bio load, so hopefully that'll help. Always good to have an extra bio load. So now I'll have these lava rocks here, those bricks down here, this bag of lava rock down here. There's a couple of bio balls floating around in here just doing whatever that I had. So between all of those things, this should be an improvement, which is always what we're looking to do, just make small improvements over time. So let me get everything hooked back up, and then see if we can't get this to how we want it to be. Alright, so in the midst of the chaos, another idea has come to me. I am going to move Pablo out of that 30 and put him here into this 90 tall. It held water when I last had water in it, so we'll see how long that lasts and how it holds up. But it'll be a larger water volume, and then it'll give me some versatility as to what I want to do. So I'm going to slide this over here, and then I'm going to slide these 75s over to here, and then I'm going to use some of this extra wood to stack them on top of each other to give me more space until I get everything I want to. But you know, a fish room was constantly under construction because long term, like I say, I want to get this finished, and then I want to put it over here, and I haven't decided if I want to put it on cinder blocks or build a stand for that, but I was thinking about just building a stand the same height as that, so it'll be 2 tanks the same height, and then I have some room behind there, and run both of them, the filtration, into that sump, and have those work like that. But that's down the road. So anyway, I'm gonna get this stuff, shift around, move, set this on top of there, and sit this off to the side, and then I can use this mirror to be cute again. All right, so stuff is mostly in order. Cleaned up a little bit, ongoing process, trying to get all this stuff together and figure all this, but it's all good. So over here, got the 75 stacked up. They all on there looking all good and stuff. Boss helped me out on that. Over here, got Pablo. Tank's holding water, no problem. He in here, it's looking pretty crispy. Sponge was already cycled up in there with him, so he's doing his thing. Not long term for what I want for him, but until we get everything how we want it, we got it worked out. Over here, me and the boss was deciding on what we were gonna name the Texas cichlid. So I've been listening to Interview with a Vampire, the Vampire Chronicle series, and I just finished the Vampire with Lestat, and we're gonna name him Armand. So we're gonna get Armand all healed up here. I'm gonna go get some more Med Swarm and start dosing it and doing a lot of frequent water changes, because that is a no-go. That's neglect on my own part. So we're gonna get him taken care of and get him back in looking ship sharp shape, you know, Mr. Armand. So then over here, I was finally able to, as you guys see, get the sump all laid out how I wanted. I got it in there. Not the best, but hey, it's in there. I'm getting enough pass through. Everything's all good. It's going. We're making it work. Then back over here on the Africans, got this filled up. Went back to how it was, just because I didn't have the hose that I needed to get it done appropriately. So we're gonna come back. It's really cloudy because I was stirring up a ton of stuff in the sump. Of course, the sediment that was settled in there got scattered about. I added some more filter floss in there. So in a couple hours, it'll be back to being crystal clear and having everybody running around doing their thing. A couple babies and stuff. Everybody's hungry in here, so we're going to feed them before we get done with all of this. Didn't do anything. We just went back here besides what you guys saw. Just dropped the water sprite in there. I got this emptied out for the most part, but last time I let it set, and I think that might have what happened with Armand. Something in here wasn't as good as it should have been, so I'm going to end up taking this down, taking the sand out, cleaning it completely, and then probably either restarting it or doing like the double 75s like I was talking about, figuring something out. But you know, it's just all up here. If you guys have any suggestions on anything that you would do in the fish room, you know, just comment, let me know, and we can talk about it, try and figure something out. Suggestions are always welcome, because I'm in a hobby just like you. I don't know nothing for real. I'm just winging it, trying to figure it out.